everyone, welcome back to Pomidors. Hope we're all doing really well. If you are new around here, please drop a like, please drop a subscribe. We're like 29 away from 2k, which is crazy. It was a big goal and we're nearly there. Big shout out to the legends that went one step further. They became a member of the channel. Their names are in the description. They help us do wonderful things like our giveaway and whatnot. Also, 2 points of note. Pommy Sports Almanac behind me. You can get yourself a Crip print. There is more going on that now for the rest of the groups, for the rest of the teams as well, if you are, and try and get yourself a Don't Be a Melt shirt. Look at these beautiful things. They are available, pommysportsalmanac.com.au, so help the channel out that way if you can. If you are a returning Pomerosa though, g'day to you. And what we're doing today is we're going to go through a bit of a season preview for Quenton and everything in the AFL. We're going to make some big calls because that's what I'm known for, and try and keep it Quenton and AFL relevant. So let's get straight into it. So first off, it's our rising stars. So I reckon Nick Dacos has got this sort up. I just can't see how you can look past him. I think offensively he's such a flair player. I would be genuinely shocked if he doesn't win it. Now, I know there's an argument for Jason Horne-Francis being really good. He is really good, but I don't think he's the type of player that wins Rising Stars. I don't think he stands out. I think Nick Dacos, he's going to catch the eye in a big way, in a team that I think will be fairly more competitive than North as well, in the terms of close games and probably less to catch the eye. They've got some really good, solid players that do catch the eye. I think Dacos just will really stand out because Collingwood have nothing like him. Conor Mcdonald is my surprise for top 3. And I'll tell you for why I really like him. I was watching him against Richmond. I had my close eye on that game. I think he really stands out. I think he's got something about him. And Jason Horne-Francis, I think, will be probably in the top 3 come the end of the voting. Quenton, though, I've gone specific here. I reckon Brodie Kemp will get a nomination around round 14. And I think Jesse Motlop will get a nomination very early doors. Round 8, I think you might see him just after that little tough start. I think you'll see him somewhere along there, and I think he will catch the eye and have a goal game. They're my rising stars. Look at that, being specific. We will come back to this at the end of the year. But they are my predictions for that. So then what does that look like in ladder format? So this is my ladder. This is my finalised ladder. We've done a few of these. This is the one that I'm going to go with. I've gone Brisbane, Port, Dogs, Melbourne, Geelong, Quenton, Richmond, Sydney. Missing out GWS, Essendon, Fremantle, St Kilda, Gold Coast, surprising. I do think they'll sneak a few wins. Adelaide, West Coast, Collingwood, Hawthorn and North Melbourne. So they are a few surprises there. I've had a little bit of a tinker. I do think someone will be shocked. I've just looked at Gold Coast fixtures. I don't think they'll be as bad as people say. Could be mad though, but I always like to go bold. If you don't go bold, you go broke, as they say. I've got, obviously, I do think that 8 is going to be tightly contested. North, I do think, will win the wooden spoon. I think Hawthorn won't be far behind. Collingwood definitely in a rebuild. It's not any negativity there. I do think they'll surprise a few teams. I just think, well, Gold Coast have got it. I think that I just watched their game style at the moment, and it's a bit hit and miss, but it's one of them that I think may get 4 or 5 wins very early, and you'll be like, how's that happened? Just got a feeling, and I think the pressure will come with Clarkson. I know it's a shock, but I do think they're not as bad as some people think. So there's the ladder then. What does that do to other things? So then we'll look at the Brownlow. And I'm really pleased to tell you, I'm still on the Cripps low train. I think it'll be Cripps, Bon, and I still like Fife. I do like Fife. I think he's going to be there or thereabouts. On the right-hand column is Quenton's Brownlow medalist votes. Do think, obviously, if Cripps is going to win it, as he's behind me, Sam Walsh is going to be fairly close, and I think Adam Cherrett is going to be really close. I do think that it's not going to be a massive gap though, but I do think, looking at Cripps in the role he's got, he's probably playing that second type of midfielder now. He looks strong, he looks free, and I do think that you look at Ollie Wines has won it, Fife has won it in the last few years. It's the same type of Cripper type midfielder that really does stand out because he's good offensively and defensively. The offense and defense is really strong in Cripper when he is flying. And I do think it's a worry for the rest of the AFL. I do think he does what Ollie Wines does, but 10 times better. and he does stand out. So I'm really confident in that selection. Cripper for the Brownlow for me is a lock. I think Sam Walsh, he'll miss probably the first 2 games. He'll come back strong, and I think Chera and Walsh, they're very classy type players, very solid type players. They are the type of players that genuinely take votes off each other. As you saw last year when Walsh being the only one, it's that and Cripper being quite negated in his offensive output. So it's going to be really interesting. But that is my top 3. I do think Bondo's due a big year, as is Nat Fife. So then let's have a look at the other awards. And this one is the Coleman. So let's have a look who we went with. I've gone Jezza Cameron in this one. Might surprise people. I do think Jeremy Cameron will be the centrifugal attack. But you'll see a little surprise. Mackay and Curnow, 2 and 3. I do think they're going to take goals off each other, but I do think when they get firing, they are a formidable outfit. Now, this has probably never happened for many years in the AFL, but I've just got a sneaky feeling that these two are going to go goal for goal. And I do have a feeling that Voss may start resting them, particularly if we're in finals, and it looks like it's going our way. He may start rotating them, getting them ready for the prelims for me, and I think that that is a wise call. Harry 62, Charlie 51, and Corey Durden being our first small forward since Matty Wright to get in that top 3 with 30 plus or more. I do think Corey Durden's going to be that little smoky. I do think I've got a plethora of guys as well in the 20s. I think Carlton are going to have a real good spread this year. But looking at Corey Durden in the pre-season, we're only going on that, I did really enjoy how much he was finding the ball, how much he was really finding back of the pack crumbs and goals like that. I think that is his skill set, and I know that's his skill set, and I'm really excited about if he's got 2 arguably very solid toes, he should be fine, in my opinion. He should be fine. So then we go to Pom's bold calls. We got 5 of them for you. Carlton not only to make a final, yeah, stay with me, they'll win one. They'll win one. So based on that ladder, they'll probably have Sydney. I reckon we do them. I reckon we do them. Now, I'm not saying we win the flag. Think that they will go out in the next hurdle. But I do think that experience will be huge for the boys. And I do think when I look at this list, there's a few guys on there that I think, you know what, in a final, you guys would froth it. Would froth it. So there's my bold call on there. I've just got a feeling that Carlton win a final. Win a final. Just imagine that. Imagine how excitable I'm going to be. Do you know what I mean? I was hugging everyone at the Bluebagger event. Imagine what I'll be like when we do that. The next big call is Sean Darcy to break the Gorn-Grundy dominance. I reckon Sean Darcy becomes the second best ruckman in the AFL. I reckon he gets the AA nomination, and I reckon he's there. I reckon he's there, singing, dancing. I reckon he really goes up a gear this year, and I reckon that Grundy's the one that falls. I reckon it'll be Gorn and Darcy is the new set and forget of AFL Supercoach and life. That is my bold call. It's probably not such a bold call, but I do think it is probably something that no one's talking about. 31. Nick Dacos to be in the AA squad. So the squad. That is how much I rate him. I reckon he sneaks in. He sneaks in. And that may shock people. I just think they always try and pick one from each club. I look at Collingwood and I think he may just get the nod. I think he is going to be watching him in the pre-season. A lot of people, when I did my preview on Nick Dacos, were like, oh, he's lightweight, oh, it's that. And I was like, these kind of skill sets translate into the AFL straight away. When you play like that, it doesn't matter what you shape like. I reckon he'll be in the AA squad. Bit of love there for my Collingwood fraternity. Remember that when you're in my DMs. Remember that when you're in my DMs. The other one we're going with, Sydney to take flight. I think Sydney will really, really fly this year. I think they may drop off, dependent on where they are in the finals, but I think they will be really flying high at some point this season and really becoming that next dynasty side. I do look at Sydney and I think they could be a dynasty already. And I think that they really do announce themselves this year. I think they could be higher than what I have them. And I do think that they're going to be really, really solid. I do think that when you look at that list, that is the perfect list. They really don't have many holes in it. And it's only going to get better. And I love what Sydney are building. So I think that they're going to be a real name that we all take note of. And the final one, Quenton to have not 1, not 2, not 3, but 5 in the AA squad. Sammy Walsh, Patrick Cripps, because he's the Brownlow medalist. Jacob Wheaton, Adam Chair will sneak in there. And my boy from another mother, Sam Doherty, will be in there. I think Doc is going to relish that role. When I look at the great AA Doc, I'll look at this defensive line, and I think it's exactly the similar type of makeup that he had, with people now that complement the skill set that has probably faded from the double ACLs. And I think he stands out. I really do think that looking at that, what he does now is the niche, and what he can't do, we have in abundance. And I think a lot will be expected on Whittaker and Doc in that backline when they're full strength, to play the Voss way of that direct game style and taking the game on. And I think Doc will flourish. I think he'll flourish. I think he'll average something like 26 every game, and I think he'll flourish. And there'll be 26 solid possessions as well. They're my big calls. So they're my bold calls. Let me know in the comments your bold calls. I want one bold call in the comments. One ridiculous bold call, like actually bold call. Don't give me something stupid, like Cripps to dye his hair or something. Like, put your neck on the line like I do. We'll have a bit of fun with it, have a bit of a laugh, and let me know. Let me know as well your ladder predictions. Let me know, and we'll come back to this September and we'll see how much banter it is. But I'm excited because Wednesday we've got the preview for the Richmond game, and then Friday we have our first ever review. So I'm really excited. Thank you so much for the support. Smash that like button. Get yourself onto pommysportsalmanac.com.au. Get yourself a print. Help the Pom out. And until next time, muchas gracias. I love you. See you later.